Hi everybody and welcome to my channel, and here are my predictions for this weekend's Premiership matches. Let's start with Crystal Palace versus Liverpool. Crystal Palace at the moment are 14th and of course Liverpool are 2nd. And Crystal Palace are going through a bit of worrying patch at the moment. They drew with West Ham last weekend and they lost the other night to Bournemouth. I think the way results are going at the moment, I don't think Roy Hodgson will be there much longer. He really should have retired at the end of last season. He's managed quite a number of clubs throughout his career. Of course, he managed Albion, and of course he managed England. But it really is time for him to retire, I think, and let somebody younger take over. I wouldn't be surprised that the Crystal Palace owners, or whoever they are, will give Roy Hodgson this month, over the Christmas as well, to see how results go. And I wouldn't be surprised if they don't sack him in the new year. I'd be very surprised if he stays until the end of the season, but like I said, I think it's time for him to retire, and somebody younger was given the job at Crystal Palace. And Liverpool, well, they were involved in a thriller, wasn't they, last weekend against Fulham. They won 4-3. Crystal Palace have won 4, lost 7. Liverpool have won 10, lost 1. Of course, Liverpool beat Sheffield United the other night. This one I'm going to go for Crystal Palace 0, Liverpool 2. Liverpool to win 2-0. Brighton versus Burnley. Brighton at the moment are 8th, and of course Burnley are 19th. And Brighton won in the midweek against Brentford, while Burnley lost to Wolves. And I think the Burnley fans were getting a little bit carried away last weekend when they beat Sheffield United. They thought that they won, but the way they probably celebrated, they must have thought they'd won the Premiership. Unfortunately, they were brought down to earth on Wednesday night. Was it Tuesday night? Oh, I don't know. One of this week, Tuesday night, against Wolves, where Wolves beat them 1-0. Brighton at the moment, they are 8th, and of course Burnley are 19th. And there doesn't seem to be any sign of Burnley getting out of the mess they're in at the moment. Brighton have won 7, lost 4, and you can see why Burnley are where they are. 1-2, lost 12. That's says it all, doesn't it? That's a relegation form, and I'm afraid to say that I'm afraid Burnley will be going back to the Championship next year. But there's still a long way to go yet. Who knows? They could pull off a miracle and win matches from now to the end of the season, but I don't think so. I'm afraid it's too late for Burnley. They'll be back, like I said, be back playing in the Championship next year. Anyway, I'm going to go for Brighton to win. Brighton 3, Burnley 0. Man United versus Bournemouth. Well, Man United are such a funny team, Man United, aren't they? They lost last weekend to Newcastle, and then the other night they went and beat Chelsea. Yeah, you never know. They're an up and down team, Man United are. You don't know what you're going to get with them. Like I keep saying, I don't know how that Erik ten Hag is still there. How he's still in a job. Whether he'll still be there at the start of next season, who knows? But it doesn't look like that he's gonna. Man United are gonna. Man United are up and down. Like I said, they win one match and then they lose the next. I mean, it's only been a couple of weeks ago when they beat Everton 3-0, and they've lost. Like I said, lost last weekend to Newcastle, and they beat Chelsea in the week. And Bournemouth, well, they beat Crystal Palace. At the moment, of course, Man United are 6th and Bournemouth are 15th. It looks like Bournemouth might be putting up a fight to avoid relegation. They were. I did predict that they would go down, but it looks like they might survive. But like I said, there's still a long way to go yet from now to the end of the season. We shall see where Bournemouth come towards the end of the season. Man United, like I said, have won 9, lost 6, where Bournemouth have won 4, lost 7. I don't know about this one. I'm gonna go for Man United 1, Bournemouth 2. I'm gonna go for Bournemouth to beat Man United. Sheffield United versus Brentford. Well, Sheffield United are bottom, and Brentford 11th. And of course, Sheffield United have got a new manager, Chris Wilder. He's come back. Unfortunately, he didn't have a very good start. Sheffield United lost to Liverpool in the week, and Brentford also lost. They lost to Brighton. It's going to be a long. From now to the end of the season. Well, now it's December. It's going to be a long, hard winter for Sheffield United. Will they get out of this? Well, I don't think so. I don't think they will. You can see why Sheffield United are where they are. They've won 1, lost 12. Brentford have won 5, lost 6. This one I'm going to go for Sheffield United 0, Brentford 2. I'm going to go for Brentford to win 2-0. Wolves versus Nottingham Forest. Well, Wolves at the moment are 13th, and Forest are beginning to tumble down the table. Results are not going quite so well for them at the moment. Wolves won, beat Burnley in the week, and Forest, well, they were soundly beaten by Fulham. By all accounts, if Forest lose tomorrow, this could be Colin Cooper's last match. To be perfectly honest with you, I just don't know how Forest are in the Premiership. How they got there, I do not know. How they managed to get there. I mean, I know they come up through the playoffs with the champion winners, but I just can't understand what they're doing in the Premiership. They were a Championship side. Wolves have won 5, lost 7, where Forest have not done any better. They've won 3, lost 8. This one I'm going to go for Wolves. Wolves 2, Forest nil. Villa versus Arsenal. Well, Villa at the moment are third, and of course Arsenal are top. I bet Arsenal wish they'd not sacked Uriah Emery. I bet they wish they'd kept him, because he's doing such a great job at Villa. I think he's more suited at Villa than he was at Arsenal. When anybody manages Arsenal, it's a lot of pressure there, because the Arsenal fans expect results and to be winning trophies. But like I said, he's more suited to Villa. Villa have won 10, lost 3, whereas Arsenal have won 11 and lost 1. And of course, Villa beat Manchester City the other night. Could they do a double over the top tomorrow? Well, I'm going to go for Villa. I think Villa will beat Arsenal. Villa 1, Arsenal 0. Sunday's matches: Everton versus Chelsea. Well, Everton have won their last 2 games to move out of the bottom 3, and of course they've that 10-point deduction has only served to buy them up and, you know, show the FA what they think of them. I'm showing the FA what they think of them. Everton are. I'm determined to stay in the Premiership. And of course they play Chelsea tomorrow. And Chelsea are 10th. Like I said, Everton won their last 2 games. They beat Newcastle last night, and Chelsea lost to Man United. Chelsea are another team that are up and down. Chelsea win 1 match, and then the next match they go and lose. Everton have won 6, lost 7. Chelsea have won 5, lost 6. This one I'm going to go for Everton. Everton 2, Chelsea 1. Fulham versus West Ham. Fulham at the moment are 12th, and West Ham are 9th. And of course, Fulham beat Forest in the week, and West Ham won last night. They beat Tottenham. Fulham have won 5, lost 7. West Ham have won 7, lost 5. This one I'm going to go for Fulham 1, West Ham 2. I'm going to go for West Ham to win again, 2-1. Luton versus Manchester City. Well, Luton are now in the bottom 3, and Manchester City are 4th. And of course, Manchester City are having a bad run of results at the moment, but I don't expect that to continue for much longer. I expect Pep Guardiola to get Manchester City all fired up, and once Manchester City start putting a run of results together, I think they'll... I'm still predicting them to win the Premiership come the end of the season. I think they will. Sooner or later, somebody's going to feel the backlash from them, and I've got a feeling that it'll be Luton. Of course, Luton lost to Arsenal in the week 4-3, and Manchester City lost to Villa. But I expect Manchester City to bounce back. It'll be a real shock if Luton get something against Manchester City. But they did get a result against Liverpool, but I expect Manchester City to really punish somebody, so I'm going to go for Luton 0, Manchester City 5. I'm going to go for Manchester City to end this winless run, and like I said, somebody's got to get the backlash, but you never know. Luton might surprise Manchester City and beat them, but I'm going to go for City. Tottenham versus Newcastle. Well, both these two lost last night. Tottenham to West Ham and Newcastle to Everton. Tottenham at the moment are 5th and Newcastle are 7th. I think the Tottenham fans were getting a little bit excited last Sunday when they drew with Manchester City. They thought that they was going to, be serious contenders for win the Premiership, but I don't think so. And I can't see them winning the Premiership, Tottenham, or finishing in the top 4. Same for Newcastle, just because Newcastle have got all this money and their fans were getting excited about just because they beat PSG in the Champions League in September. They were getting a bit ahead of themselves with the Newcastle fans, starting to get excited. They were dreaming of winning the Premier League and the Champions League. Well, I'm afraid you're not. Now, I'm afraid you're not Newcastle. You're not going to win those 2 trophies. They're way out of your reach. Maybe one of the cups. And of course, we got the start of the 3rd round of the FA Cup in the new year. So, yeah, you never know. They might have a good cup run. I know I'm still in the Carboni Cup, but like I said, winning those 2 trophies, the Premier League and the Champions League, is out of their reach, I'm afraid. Despite all this money they got to spend on players. Anyway, this one I'm going to go for Tottenham 2, Newcastle 1. Well, that's the end of my predictions for this weekend's Premiership matches. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all again in another video.